We just simply got the tendency to overcomplicate everything. And let's be honest here, brothers. We have way much simplicity in the things that we do think that are complicated. So, for example, when something happens to us, we very much tend to think about a solution that is either A, super complex, or B, is a complete disaster. So, for example, your toe hurts, and instead of you thinking that, man, the shoes might be bad, we just simply got a tendency to think that, hey, man, what is actually happening here is that perhaps I'm getting bone cancer or some shit like that. Or something from my personal life. I'm just simply about to have a call with a potential business partner, with a potential. So basically, I've been setting up the call with the lead. I've got basically everything. What I'm thinking by nature is that, hey man, some bad shit happened. Maybe he got canceled and all the shit. And in reality, he just got something going on in work and he just simply couldn't pick up the phone. And so this had happened many times with me, with my business partners. I thought that they've been flaking on me. And the last time I thought this, and I thought over the whole situation. It was regarding to a job which is supposed to be making me quite a hefty amount. And what I've got is the guy just didn't text me back, and I was used to he's texting me back, and I was like, man, he just simply not texting me back. And I was like, man, what is happening with him? And instead of me actually going out there and figuring out the actual problem, what I've got to realize that 2 days after he was like, man, sorry, I was sick, it's a flu. And so the actual point over here is that all the things are way much more simpler, in many instances than we are making it to be. And so the an actual underlying fundamental idea here will be to just simply think about the complexity and the variables of what a solution for a problem might be consist of. So here's out. What do you think? Which solution will be more likely to be true? The solution with 30 variables or the solution with 3 variables? What would you say? And if you're saying that the 3 variables, then why? Okay, so let's break down the math. If we are saying that obviously nothing is certain in this world, so suppose that we've got a 99% certainty for every variable to be true, okay? If we are getting a 99% truth rate for every single variable, then if we are adding up and if you're doing the math, the calculation over here, in the first case with the 3 variable scenario, then we'll have a 97% rate that will be the solution and it will not be false. I mean that it will not fail. On the other hand, if we are picking the other solution with the 30 variables, and if we are applying the math here, then we do have 27%, 9x the time for failure, which means that basically out of every 4 times the system will fail just because it's complexity. So basically the actual whole infrastructure regarding to this will be based around the complex thing is just simply way much more vulnerable for the chaos, for the uncertainty that is out there in the world. And so this is what is the case with perhaps most of the things that we are considering to be so complex. So for example, there's a client, or patient that is going into the clinic's lab, and so he's telling that, hey man, I'm feeling bad, so on and so forth. And so the clinic could be the doctor could be thinking that, hey man, this guy's got either flu, either Ebola. Chances are way much higher likely that guy got a simple flu, period. It's nothing, chances are high, and mathematically speaking, we will be just simply mathematically speaking, that will be the case most of the times. So if we are applying this framework to actually oversimplify our lives, then we can solve many fucking problems. So this principle is called Occam's razor, and the actual idea here is that uh, we're supposed to be finding the simplest way that is solving the problem. That's it. We just simply supposed to be finding the simplest way out there possible that is solving the problem. Period. Complexity doesn't solve the problem. A great example when in the 90s, there was this guy who just simply took over IBM. And so, excuse me, I cannot recall his name, but basically what he've done is that IBM was about to fall apart in the early 90s, okay? And so basically what happened is that everyone was like, "Hey man, like this guy will be coming up and we will come with a great vision and all of the good stuff." And it's like, no, brothers. We don't need a great vision. We just simply need to figure out what is making us money. We just simply have to figure out how to serve the customers better, build the product to be better, and just simply focus on that shit. And if we do that, so then we'll be prosperous again. What happened? Simple ass execution. And throughout a few years, by the end of the 90s, IBM was back again. Why? Not because of the fancy mindset, not because of the fancy complexity that everyone was hoping for. No, it was because Guy was simply focusing on the shit. And this is what we do, and this is what I'm seeing also on my personal level. So when I started my first agency, when I tried to start my first agency, I was like, man, like how should I supposed to be generating these appointments? So I was like watching YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video, and I was like, how I was setting up Zoom do Zoom this way, and try, prospecting to this. I was wasting weeks, even months, with all the BS. Instead of what is the easiest way for me to close a client? Pick up the fucking phone, call him, tell him what you're selling. I mean, qualify him. Tell him what you're selling. If he says not a no, again, super fucking important, no one fucking will say yes. If someone is saying to you yes, chances are fucking high that you either found a golden nugget, which is fucking low, chances are fucking low, or you just simply found someone who is like completely retarded. But the point is that they will be saying a maybe, okay? And so now that they're saying a maybe, and after they say to you a maybe, then you're setting up another call, and you're just like, hey man, this is the call, and at the end of the call, you're closing it. How you close one client? You would just simply need to find 5 to 10 of these people, depending on how freaking shitty you are, which the beginning you are. So you suppose have to find 10 of these people. Out of those 10 people, you'll be able to close one. Worst case scenario. What you have to do, no need for Zoom, no need for any fucking thing. You have to dial in the numbers, which you can just simply open up Google Map and find the numbers there. Call the fucking business from Google Maps, tell him, set up second call, close him, download the fucking contract, sign, bye. No overcomplication. It's like a one freaking out. It's like so fucking easy, and I was like so fucking overcomplicating it. The same thing with back then when I was dropshipping. It's like perfect product, perfect angle, perfect this, perfect. Fuck that, man. It's like that. No. And the same thing with now that I switched completely towards the lead gen and the sales towards the acquisition side of the service-based businesses. I just realized that back then I was like so much caught up with like workflows and how should I supposed to writing these text messages, how the call script supposed to be. It's not about that. Most of the time it doesn't fucking matter what you're saying. What matters is your voice tone and how you're able to connect with that person. Fucking period. Regarding to sales. They don't really give a fuck. Obviously, you will have an offer, and that's supposed to be the best humanly possibly can be. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, the simple ass things. And so this is how we are overcomplicating it. And I really just need to come up with this. By the way, I just recently read about this, and I need to share this with you because I think that this is a super important principle that we are simply not thinking and talking about enough. And so just to make this whole circle round, we'll also have to talk about the places where simplicity is, when we really just cannot make the distinction between the things that are simple enough, the things that's supposed to be fucking complex because we just simply cannot boil or break them down further, or we supposed to be simplifying them. So for example, with an MLM scheme or Ponzi scheme, in the beginning, when you're about to get into this Ponzi scheme, it's like you do not know that, you do not understand it exactly. It's like complicated, complex system, brother. Another thing, when you are applying some kind of yeah, we do understand economics now quite enough, but when you are doing something, when it has to do something with complex systems, so for example, human behavior, there's a chaotic system, many variables. It cannot be boiled down, it cannot be simplified. And so the actual takeaway here is that we just simply supposed to be thriving towards the simplest solution, which is satisfactory for us to be able to have a solution for that problem. Period. That's it. Always go for the simplest. Why? Save your freaking energy, save your freaking time, and save yourself. Love.